All right. Well, it's 11 o'clock for me. I know that it's different times for people across the US and then also those who are joining us from other areas around the world. But first of all, hello everyone and welcome to CodeMonkey's Office Hours webinar. I'm so excited you've joined us today, and whether you're watching this live or catching the recording later, codemonkey.com/webinars or on our YouTube page. This session is designed to give you a comprehensive look at what CodeMonkey is all about and how we can support your coding and computer science education goals. Before we dive in, just a few quick housekeeping items. We will be using the Q&A feature throughout our time together, so please feel free to submit your questions as they come up. This webinar is scheduled for 30 minutes, and knowing me and sometimes talking fast, it could be a little shorter than 30 minutes, or it could be a couple minutes longer. It will be a surprise for us all. And this session is being recorded and will be shared with all attendees, also all those that registered for the webinar. So you can revisit it at any time to go over what we covered today or share with colleagues who couldn't join us today. So my name is Molly, and I'm one of the sales team members at CodeMonkey. For the past 10 years, I've had the opportunity to work with schools and districts to help them implement successful computer science programs. I'm here today to answer your questions and show you how CodeMonkey can fit into your educational goals. Also joining me today are Zach Izikow, who is the VP of Sales, and also Svi Kaplan, our newest team member, sales development representative. Zach and Svi will be monitoring the Q&A box and will be answering questions throughout the webinar. If we or they don't get to your question during the live session, don't worry, we will follow up with you directly afterwards. Today, we'll be covering all things CodeMonkey, starting with who and what CodeMonkey is. We will then explore our course offerings, which includes coding for elementary, middle, and high schools, digital literacy, and keyboarding. CodeMonkey is your turnkey solution for the school year, so I will share what implementation and support look like, and to finish off the half hour, you'll learn what your next steps will be in getting started with CodeMonkey, and we'll cover any remaining Q&A questions to close. And please, if you're not already, follow us on social media, all of the platforms at CodeMonkey STU. That's for CodeMonkey Studios. We're always sharing educational resources, coding tips, updates about new features. We have a fantastic teacher ambassador program. They share a lot of helpful tips of how they've been using CodeMonkey and what it actually looks like in the classroom. So again, be sure to follow us on any platforms that you are already on. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is CodeMonkey? So CodeMonkey is a leading K through 12 platform for teaching coding and digital skills. We've been in this space for over a decade. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary of being in business last year at ISTE. For anyone who joined, hope you had a great time. We sure did. So with being in this space for over a decade, this means that we've had time to really understand what works in classrooms and what teachers and students need to be successful. What makes us different is that we were built specifically with schools, teachers, and students in mind. Every feature that we develop, every new course that we create comes from feedback from educators like you who are using CodeMonkey in real classrooms with real students. How that looks is I reach out to my customers, see how it's going throughout the year, or they reach out to me, want to make sure that everything is going as well as it can be. I might have a teacher that says, all of this is great, but Molly, this is really a pain point for me, and this is what I need. I write it down, I send it to my dev team, and they can have a list of all of those suggestions that we get from educators like you. And then as they're creating their different dev cycles, they are taking that feedback and determining what they are going to be adding or improving on the platform moving forward. We've had a ton of great features and tools that we've introduced, again, just based from feedback from teachers, from talking to us and telling us what you need. So one of the things, aside from all of that, that I'm most proud of is that no prior coding experience is needed for teachers to use CodeMonkey successfully. We know that many teachers are being asked to teach computer science without having that background themselves. I talk to teachers, again, all the time where they could be teaching social studies or art or music, and we're talking because they have been tasked or in a lot of cases too. They've volunteered to take on the new coding or computer science class or piece of their technology program. We know, so we have designed, based on all of that, our platform to support you every step of the way. So here, so let me start this again. What I think is really important about our philosophy is we treat computer science just like any other subject. And this I'm getting from Zach, who's here on the webinar. He shares this all the time, and it really is powerful. So just like you wouldn't teach math sporadically or skip years of English, we believe coding should be taught systematically year after year with students building on their knowledge and skills in a logical progression. So many coding programs are pieced together with parts of various resources, whether that's different paid subscriptions for every grade level or programs cobbled together from free websites. These fragmented approaches create real challenges when you're trying to establish clear learning progressions, scale your program across multiple schools, or support a new teacher who's stepping into the role, like that social studies or art teacher or music teacher. Let me say that this is at no fault to the teachers. I will be the first to admit that there is an overwhelmingly amount of resources available. Every other week, I'm told about a free resource or any resource that's out there, and a lot of times I've never heard of it before. It's expanding and growing, and there's more and more options every day. That's why it's so important to really evaluate what you're going to be bringing into your classrooms. Make sure that it's a stable solution that will be with you for a long time and a program that your teachers will want to use and your students will love. More and more states are requiring computer science to be taught in every school, if not every grade level, and they're establishing their own computer science standards. We're providing the complete toolkit you need to create and expand your computer science and digital skills programs in a way that is systematic, scalable, and sustainable. We're here to be your partner, and we want to see you achieve success. Now, let me show you what we offer. CodeMonkey isn't just a coding platform for K through 8 anymore. That's where we started. We have really excelled and have proven ourselves in the K through 8 coding space. We've now expanded to provide a complete computer science and digital skills education solution. Our coding curriculum now spans pre-K through 12th grade. We start with block-based coding for our youngest learners. That's the drag and drop style that many of you are familiar with. But here's where we're different. We transition students to text-based coding, actual programming, real languages as early as 3rd grade. CodeMonkey offers your solution for coding, digital literacy, and typing all integrated in one platform to make classroom management and transparency into learning even easier. So let me walk you through our pathway. First, we start with CodeMonkey Junior for pre-K through 2nd grade and beyond. And you'll see I'm saying and beyond. There's also the 3 through 5 plus. I always say take our pathway to learning or our suggested scope and sequence as a suggestion. These courses, depending on where your school is at in their program, depending on where your students are at in their learning journey, can span multiple grade levels. So going back to CodeMonkey Junior for pre-K through 2nd grade, this is designed for emergent readers and introduces basic coding concepts like sequencing and loops through visual programming. Then we have Beaver Achiever, which continues with block-based coding, but introduces more complex concepts. So throughout these courses, Beaver Achiever has multiple courses where the beaver is building or fixing a dam. The beaver is building a home. The beaver has a smoothie stand. All really fun courses that are introducing more complex concepts. Students are still dragging and dropping, but they're learning conditional statements and more advanced logic. Now, here's the key transition. Kind of mentioned this before, but starting as early as third grade, we move into text-based coding with Coding Adventure. Coding Adventure is a three-part course where students are actually writing code using CoffeeScript. CoffeeScript is a beginner-friendly programming language similar to JavaScript, but again, more beginner-friendly. So looking at elementary school students, they're typing commands, learning syntax, and building real programming skills. This is also a great place to incorporate or start looking at incorporating Dodo Does Math, which integrates coding with mathematical concepts. For our advanced students, typically through middle school, we have Game Builder, where again, using CoffeeScript, students are creating their own games and challenges. So taking the coding concepts that they've learned throughout Coding Adventure and applying it to their own games or building off of games in the course. Then we have Banana Tails and Coding Chatbots, where they're working in Python, the same language you could see in high school AP Computer Science courses and beyond. And now we've expanded into high school with 5 courses, including Introduction to Computer Science, AP Computer Science Principles, which I should mention is College Board endorsed, Game Design, Web Development, and Introduction to AI. These are designed to give students real-world programming skills. And again, it's giving you the option of looking at the big picture of your full pre-K through 12 coding and computer science program. We don't stop at coding though. We've added digital literacy courses because we know computer science standards include more than just programming. Our digital use and digital citizenship courses teach students how to interact safely and effectively with technology. And it goes from there, or expands from there, where we're looking at lessons and courses for each grade level in digital literacy for K through 8. We've also introduced typing and keyboarding curriculum. This might seem basic. I know a lot of schools and even states have kind of retired keyboarding and typing. A lot of them are looking at bringing it back. So think about it. If your students are going to be writing code, they need to be able to type efficiently. Not only that, but this offers students more support as state exams move online, if you haven't already moved online already. These courses support everything else that they're learning and again offers them the skills or the skill development that's going to help them in so many other areas of their learning experiences. So what's important to understand is that all of these courses, including our digital literacy and keyboarding courses, follow the same CodeMonkey approach. They're gamified, which means they're engaging and fun, but they're educational first. We're not just playing games, we're learning through carefully designed challenges that build specific skills. So what makes CodeMonkey different? To recap a lot of what I just said, your students can be learning real text-based coding as early as third grade. CodeMonkey's courses are gamified, not games, so the lessons are engaging for students and challenging where they are building foundational skills in computational thinking, problem solving, and using their own creativity to showcase what they are learning by building their own challenges and games. Everything is included to build a successful computer science program, including lessons, tutorials, assessments, classroom management tools, and so much more. And now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually implement this in my school or district? And let me address that now because this is really where CodeMonkey shines. So for teachers, or teachers looking now and teachers that are watching live, teachers that are watching this not live, we provide everything you need to be successful. Every course comes with complete lesson plans, video tutorials, and step-by-step guides. We have automated grading, so you're not spending hours checking code. The platform does that for you and gives you detailed progress reports. We also provide coding concept guides that explain programming concepts in a teacher-friendly language. These are designed so that you can either use them yourself as your little cheat sheet that your students don't know about, or it's also designed to be student-facing so you can share it directly with them as an additional resource. So these are a couple screenshots from our classroom dashboard. First, the picture on the bottom left, we are looking at the progress tab. This gives you more than just progress. Teachers love this page. So by clicking on any of the stars next to the student's name, which indicates whether they received a 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star out of the coding challenge that they completed, you're going to be able to see a timestamp of when the student submitted their solution, and you can also see exactly what they submitted. If a student has multiple submissions, maybe it took them a few attempts to get to a 3 star solution. You're going to be able to see each of those solutions submitted and the progression that your student went through to go from maybe that 1 star to the 3 stars. You also have the ability to limit progress. So I will cover this a little bit more in a few slides, but there's a lot of ways to incorporate or leverage CodeMonkey in your classroom, whether that's more instructor-led and having a more structured lesson, and you're saying, okay, today we're going through challenges 3 through 9. Or it could be where it's going to be more student directed and they're doing more of their own self-directed learning. Limit progress is still a powerful tool because even if it is going to be student directed, I know you don't want your students to be completing a semester's worth of curriculum in a month because they're working on it at home and over the weekend and any break that they have. By limiting progress, you can have your students get up to a certain point. They can always go back and revisit challenges to either get more practice, get that 3 star solution, or they had a challenge that they loved and they wanted to keep working on it. And then when you're ready for them to move on to the next series of challenges or whatever that might be for your lesson plan, you can update that limit progress. Also, in the classroom dashboard, you can assign courses, whether that's one course or multiple courses. You can assign and unassign quizzes. Again, this is where you can find the automatic gradebook. And then you also have a student activity dashboard where you can see on a very granular level exactly what your students are doing, what they are achieving, and what they are completing in each of the courses. I mentioned the teaching resources, and these are a couple screenshots for what that could look like or what that does look like. With our teaching resources page, it's a repository of resources that include, again, the fully guided lesson plans, short video tutorials that break down coding concepts step by step. And another thing that teachers really love is what I mentioned with it being either student facing or that cheat sheet for the teachers, the coding concept guides. This is a detailed guide that shows you how to teach each concept and really goes again step by step. So whether you are a learner who likes videos or someone who learns better with written text and GIFs, you have all of those options available to you. Now for administrators, we've made implementation as simple as possible. We integrate with all major systems for rostering and single sign-on, such as Google Classroom, Microsoft, Clever, ClassLink, even Canvas. So rostering students can be seamless. We provide district-level dashboards where you can see usage across schools, track student progress, get the data you need to measure success. And we're aligned with CSTA and ISTE standards. And beyond that, we've also aligned for most state standards. We can provide that documentation showing exactly how our curriculum meets your requirements. So this is a view of the admin dashboard, which one gives you a high-level overview of your subscription usage, but also you can do a deep dive into individual student learning. Again, we want you to be successful and we want CodeMonkey to be a part of that success in your program. So we want you to have the transparency and the analytics to show that what you've invested in, you're getting a return on, your teachers are using, and your students are learning. So looking at implementation, flexibility is really important. Some schools are using CodeMonkey for daily computer science classes. Others do weekly rotations or integrate it into STEM or math classes. I work with a lot of districts that have introduced coding into their library media programs, and CodeMonkey is a great fit for that type of implementation as well. We've been really successful in after-school programs, Saturday classes, and even summer schools where even just dedicating a few weeks per year to intensive coding instruction, like CodeMonkey can fit all of that. The platform works for however you want to use it, and at whatever point you are now. Everything is web-based, so it works on Chromebooks, laptops, tablets, any device with internet access, and students can even work from home if needed. As I mentioned, that's the case. Use that limit progress tool, teachers, so that they're not completing everything that you've planned for the year over winter break. So how do you get started? The easiest way is to sign up for our free teacher trial. You can try this today. Go to codemonkey.com. There's a start for free button. You can click sign up and indicate that you are a teacher. The trial gives you access to the first 30 challenges of several courses, block, text-based, so CoffeeScript and Python, plus all of our mini courses, which also cover digital literacy and typing. So you can really get a feel for how the platform works. You can use this trial with your students right away, create a class, add your students, and start exploring. See how they respond to the platform, how intuitive it is for you as a teacher, and whether it fits your instructional style. If you are not quite back at school yet, don't let that stop you from checking out the teacher trial. If you sign up now and if you're back next month and want to try it out with students, reach out to us and we can make sure that you have that availability with your trial. If you are interested in a school or district subscription, you can reach out to us at sales@codemonkey.com or submit a quote request form on our website. We will set up a personalized demo, talk to you about where you're at in your classroom, at your school, or at your district, and see where CodeMonkey can fit into that and help to offer you more support and expand and improve what you may already be offering. We'll also discuss pricing options and again talk about implementation strategies that fit your specific situation. We also offer professional development and training. And with that being said, some schools prefer to start small. Maybe you're looking at one teacher or one grade level, or maybe you're looking at expanding across multiple grades or even further. Others really just jump in with both feet and want to launch district-wide. We can support any of these approaches, and we have supported all of these approaches. Now, I thought I slowed down my talking. We're getting close to the end, but before we open it up for questions, let me just say that what we've covered today is really the tip of the iceberg. CodeMonkey has been growing and improving for over 10 years because we listen to educators and respond to what you need in your classrooms. And whether you're just starting to look or starting to think about computer science education, looking to improve an existing program, or wanting to expand from elementary into middle or high school, we're here to support you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our team with any questions. Even after today's session, you can always email into us or use our chat option that comes up on the website, and you'll see a response or answer from us within 1 to 2 business days. And again, please connect with us on social media and sign up for future webinars. We do try to make these as educational as possible and would love to help you learn more and to help you, again, improve your program. So let's take a few minutes, Zach and Svi, if there's any questions that have come up that might make sense to cover here at the end. And then if not, again, we'll be following up with people following the webinar for any outstanding questions. All right. Well, again, please don't hesitate to reach out with us with any questions, even after today's session or to you in the future that's looking at this webinar. You can email us, connect with us on social media, sign up for future webinars. And again, if your question was not answered in the Q&A box, we will be following up with you directly after this webinar. Now you all have 6 minutes left of your day. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope to see you on our next webinar and also on the CodeMonkey platform in the future.